high-dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Take care of yourselves. Be healthy. Don't be scared of gym. Eat well. It's Christmas. You go in your pools and pools kakhulu. Amanzi. Just drink a lot every day, even during Christmas. Drink a lot.
There's only one Benny McCarthy. This is the man, the myth, the legend. Let me go to Inanda down in KZN. Let's say good evening to you, Sbusiso.
As to say that I think you've gone past the stage of proving yourself. With everything that you've achieved in the field of play, whether playing and coaching, I think it's worthy enough for you to get a contract with one of our big teams here in the country. So I don't think you still need to prove yourself.
Do you see yourself going to Saudi Arabia?
I wouldn't say no.
Each is number yakho oyigqoke Bafana Bafana. Richards Bay FC ungayinika muphi umdlali? Thank you.
All right, jersey number 17.
So me, where I'm at and where King Chomasono at, two different. And if players want to wear it with pride, but retiring number 17, what for? Me, I want to see number 17 everywhere.
If you had a name and there was a ballot box in front of you, who would you submit as your next president of SAFA?
The first name that comes to mind, Lucas Radebe. As much as I've succeeded there, me, I'm never as big as the chief. When I go back to Blackburn, me, I don't have statues there anywhere. And I was a menace. I don't get the same treatment how Lucas is treated when he goes to Leeds. So then that must tell you something.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Yeah, it is a Friday today. It's a very, very busy show. It's the start of a weekend, and it can only be a legend night. And when you talk about a legends night, I mean, how do we move from Benny McCarthy to what? What is next? What possibly can be next? I'll tell you in a second. But right now, though, Marawa Sports Worldwide is proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947. Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
I anticipated it would be difficult, but massively underestimated how difficult it would be. Mostly remember the good bits, and I think it's just I'm just incredibly proud, but also just so grateful to every single individual, both here that are here at the track, but also back at the factory that have just worked tirelessly and been supporting me for all these years, from day one.
All right, that's Lewis Hamilton saying that he has massively underestimated how big a toll his decision to leave Mercedes for Ferrari would take on his relationship, though, with the team that he won 6 of his 7 Formula One championships. So Hamilton's move, though, to Ferrari for 2025 ends the most successful partnership between a driver and a Formula One team in history. But in the same breath, though, Mercedes driver George Russell has accused Formula One champion Max Verstappen of bullying and threatening behavior as a dispute between the two at last week's race in Qatar deepened. Now, Verstappen said on Sunday that he had lost all respect for Russell after an incident between them in a qualifying cost him pole position in the grid for the Qatar Grand Prix.
From my side to Max was not personal. The same way as in the race, Max telling his team to check for Lando with the yellow flag is not personal from Max to Lando. It's part of racing, but the words he said is totally unnecessary. He's crossed the line and I'm not going to accept it. So, somebody has to stand up to someone who thinks he's above the law. I haven't got him disqualified. It almost feels like he expects a double standard, and if it's not going his way, then there's no way. And that's not how the sport works. So as I said, I've known Max for 12 years. I've respected him all of this time, but now I've lost respect for him because we're all fighting on track and it's never personal. Now he's made it personal and someone needs to stand up to a bully like this. And so far, people have let him get away with murder.
Sure. Very, very strong words, man. But you know what? Let them be said, because if it starts one way, it's going to bounce back the other way. Sure. Right, a quick look at what's happening, though, on the Champions League front. Orlando Pirates head coach Jose Rivero, he's denied that the 3 p.m. kickoff against Al Ahly offered his side any particular advantage. Now, Al Ahly has historically struggled in South Africa and has previously expressed concerns about playing early matches in the scorching heat, particularly during the encounters with Sundowns back then in Tshwane.
Well, I think they're used to the heat in Cairo, if I'm not wrong, so I think it's going to be tough for both teams to play 3 o'clock. It's going to be 34, 35 tomorrow here in Orlando at that time. So at some point, both teams will get affected. We're going to play the game with the same conditions, Ali and ourselves. So it will never be an excuse for anyone, no matter what happened there. It's football. Football is played outdoor in different conditions, raining, not raining, with different balls, with wind, without wind. So when you want to win games consistently, you must get adapted to the situation. Orlando will do it, Pirates will do it, and Ali is used to playing every possible scenario. They're not going to be cut by the fact that tomorrow is going to be a hot day. No.
Well, after his side started their CAF Champions League group phase with a goalless draw against AS Maniema Union at home, Mamelodi Sundowns coach Manqoba Mngqithi, he says that he expects a response, though, from his charges when they face AS FAR at the Stad Al Abni. That's happening tomorrow night.
A team that always adapts towards the situation, and at this stage we have a big responsibility to try and fight to win the match against a very strong opposition that is also very strong in terms of ball position. I can only foresee a very interesting match for the spectators because I don't think there is any of the two teams that would not want to play in this match because they've got a very good team, I must give them that. And we are optimistic. We will also give a very good account of ourselves because our back is against the wall. We have to try and get something out of this match. Even if it's a point, it will still be enough to carry us home. But we have a big responsibility to try and represent our club to the best of our abilities, and I'm confident that we will do our best.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Teenage Dladla. Hey, ngikhumbula amasokisi ney'cathulo tonight. Hey, but
Firstly, Rob, I was lucky when I arrived at Chiefs because players like Maria, Jan Malombo Chava, Shaka Nyobo, some of the players were saying, you know what, we don't want to see this guy because he will remind us of Rai. Maria stood up and said, you know what, why not give this youngster a chance? Let us see what Rai saw. That is how they came to accept him as one of them. Ever since then, I've been doing wonders for Chiefs for close to 14 years.
#MSW. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I can safely tell you, though, that part of the reason that we love hosting our legends right here on #MSW, I mean, it isn't just for you guys. Let me explain what I mean. Not just for making you all thrilled as we all kind of go down memory lane, but it's really also for us. And I can never, ever put into words just how fulfilling it is for me personally. And I say that because when one started following sport, and especially football, when I could even hardly spell or write my own name, but I loved what was happening on radio, it was because of the individuals like the man that's sitting in front of me is what got me truly excited in the sport as a youngster. Now, I suppose as cliched as it may sound, it's really a dream come true. For me personally, and I think for a lot of people just looking at the social media feed, since we announced that he is going to be coming through to the show and he's going to be here and he's been here for the past hour. That is how punctual this man is. And I guess they don't come truer than today's legend. I mean, the name Teenage Dladla is firmly etched in the history of South African football for numerous reasons. I mean, for one, his dazzling dribbling skills and ability to mesmerize defenders. I mean, so much so that he was often referred to as the Rolls-Royce of domestic football. Sure, going to be a beautiful drive tonight in this Rolls Royce. Now, Dladla's legacy places him amongst the truest legends of the beautiful game, particularly, though, for his role in elevating the prestige of the number 11 jersey at Kaizer Chiefs, a number that now famously is associated with the club. But everybody keeps reminding me, says, tragically, though, a life was lost in an attempt to bring him to the club, Kaizer Chiefs. And that kind of underscores now the high regard in which he was held. Back in 1981, this man made history. I mean, he literally swept all of the major individual awards, including the Datsun Pulsar. If you remember Datsun, that's what it is. As John Pellman bows down to the legend, Teenage Dladla, because he would have commentated on so many occasions. You see him there, Teenage. You see him outside there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you'd be missing out. You can watch on the YouTube channel. You know, when a great legend like the legendary John Pellman walks past and he drops his bags and he bows down to Teenage, then you know we are sitting here with greatness. And I think John would know all about the Datsun Pulsar. He would know about the ticket that this man won, because he won everything. He won a ticket to the 1982 FIFA World Cup in Spain. I'm giving a dramatic pause because I want you to allow that to sink in. All expenses paid. Didn't even have to pay for the ice cubes on the aeroplane. And I know these days ice cubes are bought at very fancy supermarkets. Sure. When people try and describe him, they describe him as a debonair, charismatic, flamboyant star. I suppose this man was way ahead of his time, perhaps playing in an era when South Africa struggled to compete on the international stage. In fact, South Africa was not allowed to compete on the international stage. That is how sad things were. And we can only imagine what might have been if circumstances had been different. What is undeniable, though, is the immense impact that he had on the sport. I can give a State of the Nation address, but I'm not about to do that. It's not about me, it's about him. Ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Botsotso Teenage Dladla is in studio. Baba, good to see you, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
You good?
I'm fine.
Is that all you're going to say? Is that all you're going to tell me today?
I'm over the moon because now I've recently been inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, I never expected it to happen, and I'm very happy. Yes.
Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes.
Sure. That is where we are. That is where we are. And you've allowed that to sink in, because that's when I last saw you wearing your shaipo tie and wearing your suit. But you were being given the respect and recognition that you deserve after so many years of giving SA football the best of you. What has that meant to you, especially this recent induction into the Sports Hall of Fame?
Rob, I don't know how to put it, but, you know, it shows me that people do appreciate what you're doing, even though sometimes you don't recognize that they're recognizing what you're doing. Mm. You know, for me, it was long overdue. I mean, we never had Mudimu Abolo, Mazapisis Moripa. I knew him. Very, very good player.
Yes.
We never had the late Ace Nzoleng, may their souls rest in peace. I mean, being recognized for the good thing that we are doing for the supporters is something that humbles one, you know. Yeah. I'm more than happy to be one of the inductees in that, you know.
And that's the irony, though, because if I'm not mistaken, the day that you were being inducted was the day that the great Masterpieces Moripe had sadly passed away. And it says a lot. It carries with it a lot of weight.
Yes.
Because like you say, maybe we got a stadium that was named after him while he was still alive, that we can look at and say he was given recognition. It might not have been the Sports Hall of Fame, but there's a memory that lies there still I don't know if you agree with me.
Why not do it for other players also? Because we've got players just like myself in Guatemala, Dladla Stadium. You go to other places, Malombo Lichava Stadium, Mario Maria Stadium, you know, or statues of those players who did well during their era.
They choose to name stadiums after politicians.
Who never played soccer.
Isn't that the irony?
No.
Yeah, they never
players.
played.
Players are the ones who deserve to be recognized, and not politicians. Politicians don't play the game. Players play the game.
So if one day, right, because now a certain financial institution by the name of FNB have the naming rights of our national stadium, which is the FNB Stadium. If you had a teenager's way, what should FNB Stadium be named? If it's not FNB Stadium, what name would you give it?
Either Jomo Sono, Lucas Radebe. I mean, Lucas went to play for Leeds and became captain abroad, eh?
Yeah.
That's an achievement. Great achievement. We can use, we call it Lucas Radebe or Jomo Sono Stadium. Jomo Sono
also played in America.
He also played in America. He even took me to Korea, Japan in 2002 when he was coach for Bafana Bafana, was assistant coach.
Yes.
But then, by then, what happened there in Korea, Japan? If, for instance, you say South Africa is playing here, we are not watching South Africa. Our next opponents are playing in Cape Town. We would get a plane, go to Cape Town, get the weaknesses and strengths of those opponents. Then before we play against them, we give the report back to Jomo, and he looks at it. And we were successful in doing that.
But see, he respected you. He respected somebody that also coached you in Eddie Lewis.
Yes.
And that's why you guys became part of his technical team.
Rob, I don't know how to put it. I was lucky, because I'm somebody who's very humble. I believe in, greeting each and every human being that I meet, even if they don't answer me. I don't care, because I did what I'm supposed to do. And that's greet.
You are humble indeed, because out of the names that you mentioned Jomo, you mentioned Lucas Radebe, you didn't mention Dladla, but somebody else would mention your name.
For me, it's best for people to talk about me, not me talking about myself.
But you know how good
I
you were.
don't do that.
But you know how good you were.
Yeah, but I don't talk about what good I did during my playing era.
But you know how good you were.
Yes, I know.
You know how brilliant you were.
Yes, I know.
You know how exciting you were.
Yes, I know.
You know how kutuzaring you were.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Ho, ho, ho! Get down to Hershey's and take advantage of our incredible festive sale. Spoil yourself and your loved ones with amazing deals on your favorite TVs, appliances, and more. Save 1,000 Rand when you purchase a Hisense 75-inch UHD TV for 12,999, or get a Hisense 55-inch UHD TV for 6,999. These and other amazing deals available in store, online at Hershey's.co.za. Hershey's, we will save you money this festive season.
You have reached the voicemail of Simpiwe, aka Simsim. Simsim is not available right now. He's probably switched up SIM cards to chase after rewards. If he was on Cell C, he would be winning cash, groceries, fashion, and more on SA's best network. Don't be a Simsim. Nothing should stop you from winning guaranteed rewards.
Play on the app or dial *123#. T's and C's apply. Switch to C. Cell C.
There are December trips. Then there are December trips in the adventurous new Jetour X70 Plus. December trips that don't just follow the norm, but forge a path to new discoveries around every bend. December trips that have you feeling more comfortable than the destination. Take a journey in the all-new Jetour X70 Plus from only 5,199 per month and discover December. Book a test drive at jetour.co.za. T's and C's apply. Jetor, drive your future.
Betway SA20 is back. Cricket under lights, hot summer nights where kids have a blast and the vibe's just right. Where the best in the world come to play and a one-handed catch could make your day. DJs on decks, crowds full of cheer. World-class cricket, the event of the year. It's all happening. We're just waiting for you. Join us from 9 Jan to 8 Feb. Get your tickets now at sa20.co.za. Betway SA20. Welcome to Incredible.
Make Christmas extra at Checkers with over 1 billion rand in festive savings. Like Nescafe Gold Instant Coffee, 200 grams for $139.99. And Lancewood Cheddar or Gouda Cheese, 900 grams for $129.99 each. Plus, stand to win your share of 2,000 local return flights. Buy any 3 qualifying products, swipe your extra savings card and check your till slip. Deals valid until this Sunday at all Checkers stores and on 6060.
This summer, Lotto Star is giving away 1 million rand in cold, hard cash every single week. 5 weeks, 5 guaranteed millionaires. Could it be you? Bet every week from 24 November to qualify for the weekly draw. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
There's only one Benny McCarthy. This is the man, the myth, the legend. In a simple yes or no, now that you were out of a job at Manchester United, did Amazulu approach you for a job? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yes, they did.
Maybe, let's say, for instance, a team like TP Mazembe or Yanga approaches you. Would you consider taking the job?
Yes, why not? But then it means I need to go and learn French and
Remember the man who brought Leeds United success? The gentleman that didn't even conduct one single interview in English.
Marcelo Bielsa.
He sat on that ice bucket, never spoke English, but the message came across.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Yeah, one of the greatest to have ever done it in South African football, Nelson Botsotso Dladla, is my guest tonight. Well, let's quickly remind you, though, that this weekend, you and I, well, we are simply going to be riding with the Showmax Premier League all weekend long because there's no better place, though, to get your footy fix or disky dish, whichever one that you wish for. Now, because with the Premier League and also the Betway Premiership weekend starting tonight, when the relegation residing Richards Bay, they're going to be playing host to SuperSport United. A fire game, no doubt, though, where we're going to be seeing Polokwane City bringing the heat for Kaizer Chiefs. And we know that the Glamour Boys aren't the type to go down without a fight. Now, it all takes a place at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. Peter Mokaba Stadium. Varvas J for last season's title race, though, when Liverpool lost to Everton, of all teams, though, in the 2022-23 Premier League season. Yeah, no. Now the slotted and slot-led Reds, they've got a chance, guys, to correct that mistake. Can they? That's the big question. Also, Manchester City seem to have learned from their mistakes. Evidence, though, we've seen midweek with that win over Nottingham Forest. Now, could Crystal Palace be in a 2 in a row? Big question. You can witness all this action by simply subscribing to Showmax Premier League for only 69 Rand per month, and you need to do that right now.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Welcome to the 7th floor. How does it feel to have turned 70?
70 years, 6 months. I'll be 71 next June. But I'm still a boss, I'm still young.
You're still a teenager?
Yes, still a teenager.
And a memory to die for.
And currently what I'm doing now, I've got an academy.
Yes.
Where I'm staying in Crystal Park. Early this year, I challenged Kaizer Chiefs under 19s. And we went there. Naturena, we played them. And they beat us 11-1.
They beat you?
Yes. Oh. And I told Ace Kuse, because he was there, Arthur Zwane was there, And Matebula, who's coaching the under-19s, was also there. I said to them, but when you beat me 11-1, it means that you're telling me that teenage don't come anymore to Naturena. They said, no. The 11 goals are for the 11 players who are playing. If we never wanted to, we were going to give you 12.
Hey, man.
That was going to be for you. But since we never wanted to include you, they beat me 11-1.
11?
Yes, I've got youngsters, ages from under 13 to under 19. But fortunately for me, nowadays, the schools, since the exams started, we closed. Because now parents will come back to me and say, hey, abantwana bethu never made it. They failed because they were staying with teenagers at the fields. I stopped them and told them to go to school, finish their exams. And now exams are finished. They're going to holidays with their parents. They're going home. I'm free. I'm always with my wife at home. It's family time for me.
So did you give up, though? Because, again, how does somebody come on air and tell the whole world that his team was beaten 11-1? Because sometimes someone would take that story and not ever tell it. But you're a different human being.
The thing here is Kaizer Chiefs is a brand.
Yeah.
They are a very established academy.
Mm-hmm.
They training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Twice a day. In the morning and in the afternoon.
The senior team? Or
No, the under-19s.
The under-19s, okay.
Yes. With me, on the other hand, I'm only training the youngsters after they come back from school 3 times a week. So when it comes to fitness, Kaizer Chiefs players are super fit because they're training twice a day. I'm only training once, and 3 times a week, they're training 5 times. I asked Ace Kuse to come and explain this to my youngsters because they were like, Coach, we're wasting your time. And I said, Kuse, go and explain this to them. And Kuse went to them and he explained to them that, hey, look, we've got facilities here. There's a gymnasium that side. You don't have a gymnasium. We're not training on a grass field. No. Ground here. That's where we're training. And when you train there, when you come to the grass, you're becoming tired quicker than those who are used to playing on the grass.
Or you just want to fall asleep because it's so comfortable.
So they explained to my players that, hey, look, it's not that you are bad. Yeah. And they were interested in one player, my captain, who's a left defender.
Oh.
But unfortunately for him, the number of players that they were required to have in that under-19 team was the number that they had.
So they said couldn't sign him?
They couldn't sign him. They said to me, hey, look, keep him. We will follow.
Yes.
And tell you when we need him. He's still with my team at the moment.
Wow.
And, what I want to do is to plow back. That's all. That's why I'm having this academy. Without a sponsor, nothing. I'm pushing it. I'm using parents. It's parent-driven.
Am I allowed to challenge you on what you've just said? Can I get the permission? This is your show, so I have to get permission to challenge my legend. Do I get permission?
You're more than welcome, Rob, to do that. You're more than welcome.
You said something about Kaizer Chiefs. You said that they're a big brand.
Yes.
Can I say to you that I agree with you? But can I also challenge you to say that one individual who was amongst other individuals that helped to build the brand Kaizer Chiefs is the one sitting in front of me?
That's correct.
Would you argue against that?
No.
Would you argue against me challenging you further and saying part of why they beat you 11-0 was because somebody who was sitting in front of me wore jersey number?
11.
Would you challenge me if I said to you, yeah, this legend is not going to have it easy here today. I can tell you that much. I respect this man with all my life, but he's not going to have it easy. Can I say to you that there was a crazy period in the 1980s when this brand that you and the likes of Big Boy Kholwane, the likes of Raidam Fukeng, the likes of Asen Tsoelengo, I can go on, helped to build, that in that 80s period, 1980 to 1989, Kaizer Chiefs won 29 trophies. Would you argue against that?
No.
That is fact.
It's a fact, yes.
Would you argue with me if I said to you, there was that period just before the 80s, 79, when you scored a hat-trick against Durban City, at a time when it was almost like the first multiracial, the first multiracial era that was kicking in. But you scored a hat-trick against Durban City. Durban City, one of the most difficult teams to play against at the time, for many reasons. We're not going to get into that. Then 1981, that's the year that I was talking about earlier on. And I doubt you'd argue with me to say that you were Footballer of the Year.
Yes.
You were the Players' Player of the Year.
Yes.
You then went to Spain with that for the ticket for a FIFA World Cup tournament.
1982.
Free of charge in 82.
Yes. In a Datsun Pulsar car.
The car.
Yes.
It went to you. So I'm just giving you a brief of something that you can never argue with me against. Even if you can take me to the BCCSA, they'll look at you, they'll give you a hug, and they'll just tell you to go home safely. Because you're going to be wasting their time. What does that say about the legacy of Teenage Dladla? You hate to talk about yourself. I know, but now you got no choice.
I remember, Rob, we were playing at Orlando Stadium against Cape Town City. And they were leading us 2-1. I went to the ref and I asked the ref, hey, how many minutes do we still have left? He said 3 minutes. Supporters were already out of Orlando Stadium. They were gone, saying that our Chiefs will never recover. They had a corner kick. Peter Palak went for the corner kick. He was our goalkeeper. Yes. Got the ball. I was in our own 18-yard box, our own defending. I said, Peter, roll this ball here. Rob, from Peter Palak, our own goalkeeper, I dribbled until I dribbled the opposition goalkeeper and we equalized. We went to extra time. Yeah. Everybody came back. Supporters came back. Hey, what's happening? What's it? But this guy is doing something very, very... Then we went to extra time.
Yeah.
First half of extra time, I said, hey, they knew that I'm dribbling. First touch. When it comes to me, I just pass it as if I don't want to play. Mm-hmm. We went to extra time. Second half, 3 or 4 minutes to go. I went back to Peter Palak and I said, Peter...
Roll the ball.
Roll the ball. Peter rolled the ball. I went on, Rob. I even dribbled the opposition goalkeeper. Max Maponyana came to me and he said to me, you wanted to show us that was not a fluke in normal time. You do it again in extra time. I said, Max, it's doable.
Max Maponyana?
Yes.
Oh, the man who can imitate you, eh?
Good evening, Robert. Good evening, Teenage. That man that you are with in studio, Robert, it's just a man that had character. When he got the ball, he would dazzle the opponents. That is why he had so many names. Nelson, Teenage, Dladla, Mkapateli, Potsotso. I mean, that's just how fans express their gratitude towards what you are putting out there. And he used to dish out good things. And all the things that Neymar and Messi are doing, I just laugh and say, I've seen them on ringside. I've seen them live. And it just shows you the immense talent that South Africa has. But that man was displaying one of the many talents that we've seen in the past. I wish him the best of luck and Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, and to the family. And you know that we know each other so well. And teenage send my greetings at home, and I'm sure all will go well.
That's your man. Hey, Dladla. Hey, that man, he would send you to hospital same time. Max Mapunyane, thank you so much, man. Beautiful tribute. And quite an irony, though. That's the beauty about radio, is that you merge what my legend is saying versus what Mafa is saying. Let me go to Mzimkhulu. It must be the first call, I think, in this platform to come from Mzimkhulu. Sandile, good evening.
Good evening, Robert. How are you?
I'm strong. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man.
It's all here. It's all is here.
Hey, mkabeteli kunjani?
Siphilile njani ba?
Hey, ngiphilile man. Ngifuna ukubuza, angazi noba mhlambi you will remember. Kaizer Chiefs used to go and play in Umtata against a team called Itembu Royals, which was later coached by General Bandolo Misa. When you played Itembu Royals, there was a player called Uslulami Julukas Kosana. He was giving you a nightmare as the Kaizer Chiefs, and the Kaizer Chiefs, I believe, later recruited him. Do you remember the game?
Yes, I remember. What I remember most about Umtata is that when we went to Umtata, there was a team there that was coached by Trot Muloto. They used to call it the slaughterhouse.
Imbaba.
Mawe lapha bongekubuye bese hayi bokunzima lapha. Bebanabadlali. Them gay brothers, bebanabadlali bogotongo. They had good players in Umtata. They had good players in Umtata. With you, Baba, I know. Bokunabadlali abanzima kakhulu lapha.
But it was before that time. Itembu Royals ngikhumbula uJuluka edlala esiswini in the midfield. Umalombo ekhala ethe teenage. Bakhala ngane. Wena uphendula uthi hey ayona ingane leni iphila imikhuba. Usakhumbula?
Hey uhlupha kabi ukujuluka Nkosi yami uzojuluka vele njengegama lakhe.
No, I'm so happy, Rob, that you've got a legend in the studio. And usakhumbula, as he correctly says, Independent Stadium Mthatha was a slaughterhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Sandile, thank you so much, Baba. Thank you for the memories. Thanks for bringing a big smile to my legend's face.
Thanks a lot, Mashoput.
Siyabonga, Baba. Thank you very much indeed. You can be part of this. I mean, crazy tributes that are coming through. It is, yes, as Mafa was saying, somebody with plenty of nicknames. Nelson, Teenage, Tutu, Dladla, Gangazuti, which is the surname, which is the name, Kabate, which other ones am I leaving out?
Maningi lamagama,
Maningi, man.
Maningi kakhulu.
Siphuza amanzi, baba. Siphuza amanzi. Let's drink some water. There's inzima land.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Jabba! It's game time with Hollywood Bets. We're giving away brand new Toyota Quantum and Toyota Fortuner. Bet 10 Rand or more on any soccer fixture and you could claim your share. Aziz Shege, let's play. T's and C's apply.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. When there's no win to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
At Pick n Pay supermarkets, find more magic with our big savings. Plus, get 2.5 kilogram Hewlett's white sugar for only 54 Rand 99. And 2 liter Coca-Cola original taste less sugar, get 2 for only 45 Rand. Valid 2 to 16 December. Now you can earn up to 30% back in eBucks with Pick and Pay. Plus, you can spend your eBucks in store. Terms, conditions, earn rules and limits apply. First National Bank, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services provider.
Are you ready to enter the magical world of Disney like never before? Disney's The Magic Box is now on stage at Teatro Monte Casino until 5 January. Enjoy a new theatrical adventure combining over 75 timeless Disney songs alongside the iconic characters you know and love. Experience Disney Magic Live on stage today. Book now at DisneyTheMagicBox.com. All of Disney, one epic musical in association with FNB.
Want to win a brand new Hyundai i10? Of course you do. Shop incredible deals at Build It until 9 December. Like the 20-liter Build It walls and ceilings paint in standard colors for just $649.99. And the 20-liter Viva interior and exterior PVA in white or cream for low $299.99. And you could drive off in one of 10 Hyundai i10s. See in store for details. Competition ends 31 December. T's and C's apply. Only at Build It.
Every moment you're awake, there's a choice. Even waking up is a choice. Do you get up and go to work or sleep in and embrace poverty? Then you try making breakfast and discover that the milk is just past the expiration date. Do you risk your stomach betraying you at the office or adopt intermittent fasting? Finally, you get into the car and have to choose between your favorite radio stations. Do you listen to this one or another? Then at the office, here come the CEO and the MD of the company. Which one do you greet first? And how do you greet them? A firm handshake or a fist bump? And now I'm at Chicken Licken, having to choose between chicken pieces and hot wings.
Sir, you don't have to choose.
Huh?
You can get both and a loaf for $50.
Oh, thank you.
Get 4 hot wings, a piece of chicken, and a Licken loaf for $50 with the Chicken Licken Soul Square meal. Chicken Licken, soul food.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
There's only one Benny McCarthy. This is the man, the myth, the legend. What do you dream of? Which club do you want to give you that opportunity?
I was at the club that I dream of every day. I was there for 2 years, Man United. If there is a Pep Guardiola within one African coach,
which is
because we never get that opportunity. After Coach Kevin Hunt left Kaiser Chiefs, there was a possibility that I could have gotten the job, but never did. Just before Coach Nabi, there was an opportunity. There was cry from everybody, but I never got. Pirates, before Coach Jose Rivera came, there was an opportunity. Didn't happen. It's probably never going to happen for you unless it is your Richards Bay coming.
You are unattached. Richards Bay recently said goodbye to their coach. Would you consider a job at Richards Bay?
No.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
He is proudly 70 years old right now. Nelson Botsotso Dladla looks like a teenager, speaks like a teenager, is probably living a life of a teenager. Who knows? That's all I can tell you is that Umakeba says that there was no TV set at home, and in most homes, mostly listened to the radio broadcasts. I remember walking about 10 kilometers just to access television to watch him play in the Mainstay Cup final against Wits University. Oh, man. I remember being at the SABC, people were looking for that VHS tape or that beta tape or whatever it was. It was gone. It was one of the tapes that nobody can find. One of the most popular games in the history of football in this country was that Mainstay Cup final. Does that rank up amongst the best for you?
The game that I talked about
against
Cape Town City, for me,
that's the one.
That's the game that, if I can even have it, you can get it for me, and I can play it, and I can be.
You'll be happy. What year was that?
Happy. I can't remember the year.
Yeah.
Remember the body touching the ball. No.
I'm sure FIFA can still give you an award for that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Gianni.
It's not done, no. It's rare. It's very rare to see
and
such.
To do it twice.
Twice, yeah. Last minute of the normal time and the last minute of extra time also.
You know what the thing is? If it happened now, VAR would have called it and they said, no, goal disallowed for disrespect.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Nelson Potsotso Ngabadeni Teenage Dladla Malombo Lechaba here. My brother, I just want to congratulate you for you being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Remember, it's not everyone who can be inducted in that category. They inducted you because you are a legend. What you have done to South African football is beyond everything. I'm just wishing you the best of luck. Whatever you are doing in life, let the mighty God give you more and more years to come. I'd like to say thank you, my brother. You have done enough. Congratulations. Jan Malombo Lechava. Ngabaten. Thank you.
Jan Malombo Lechava. Another popular name.
Workaholic.
He never stopped.
That guy. Oh, he never stopped running.
But you kissed him, though.
Training session.
You kissed him, though. You remember? There was a front page, a cover
yes.
of a magazine.
Yes.
Was that why Chiefs is called Love and Peace?
would Rob. Hi. You know what you do for South African football and South African sports as a whole is one of the most beautiful things ever. And I hope you find your pedestal as well. Today you have the legend of legends, the king of soccer. You know, I wasn't born when he used to reign and then have control over football, but I've grown to watch and just to want to know about this great man. And to have him in studio today, it's greatly humbling. I remember I read an interesting article years ago that says teenage teaches teen soccer. You know how that rhyme, people that grew within our South African football and recognizing them while they're still alive is just beautiful. I'd just like to know, how did he end up being able to score this difficult goalkeeper, Orlando Pirates goalkeeper, Mr. Patson Banda? Because he was his greatest opponent in that post. Thank you so much, Mr.
Patson Kamuzu Sparks Banda, we're going to get to that in a second. Great question.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to your listeners. I like what you're talking about, naming stadiums after the legend of the football. Because this thing of naming the stadium after the politicians is not right. You will never find anywhere in the world. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. We'll come back to that.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and the legend himself, Mr. Nelson Teenage Pososo Dladla, a man that's played for one of the best teams at his time, Kaizer Chiefs. He embraced the jersey number 11, changed it to be number 22. But in nowadays, we are seeing Kaizer Chiefs and only remembering the yesteryears. What can he give his advice to the current players so that they can also imitate the squad that they had and bring back the glory days of an all-star team, yet winning trophies, scoring goals, entertaining? Bongani Kama from Tsepisong, great show as always.
In Tsepisong, thank you so much, Bongani Kama. Let me quickly take Charlie in Midrand, who's been holding on for a while. Charlie, good evening.
Hey, Roberto, good evening, and good evening to the legend there. You know, it reminds me, Robbie, about Michael Jackson. That's now our Michael Jackson in football. You know that song that Michael Jackson specially designed for teenage. Robs, two things. 1985, Tate Bolemela made headlines. He said he wants to sign Teenage Dladla. Teenage, can you remember that?
Yes, I do. Even at Sundowns, they wanted me.
Yeah.
But Kaizer said I'm not for sale.
1985, Tate said, I put my head on a block, I want to sign Teenage. And the second one, Teenage, you know, I wrote a book. Can I interview you about the book, and Tate Lucas Masterpieces Boripe? And you said you want to meet him, and he was so much looking forward to meet you. And thank you for honoring him with your opening remarks. You know, you honored the legend, Lucas Masterpieces Boripe. And Teenage, you are our hero. We need a stadium and a statue of you, and we also need a Hall of Fame for Tate Lucas Masterpieces Boripe.
Yeah.
Teenage, we honor you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Charles. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes, Robs.
That's Charlie Peterson. He's actually the man who authored the book of the great man, Masterpieces Moripe. So he wrote the book. He came to the studio here. He talked about the book.
Yes.
So I pay a lot of tribute to Charlie Peterson. He was very popularly known amongst the Bloemfontein Celtic crowd because he held a very important position back then in the Ntate Mulemele days. He even wrote a book about Ntate Mulemele. So yeah, he's reiterating what we were saying about honoring you, a stadium named after you, a statue, man. I mean, what does it take, guys, to build a statue? Hey, where would you like the statue to be erected? Where would you put a statue of Teenage Dladla?
Kwatema.
Where
was born? Yes. That's my township.
Yeah. And you listened to what everybody was saying. I mean, there was a guy who was saying that he never got to watch you play. That was the first voice note. But he grew to love you, but didn't see you play. So you know how much weight that carries. And then there was also the other caller that was talking about the naming of stadiums, agreeing with what we were saying, and the kind of advice that you would give as well to other youngsters who are currently playing. Right now, who's your favorite player? When you watch football, I don't know if you do, who's your favorite player in the PSL?
In the PSL?
Yeah.
Oh, look, because now our game is full of North African players. You know, it's not South Africans like us. During our era, we were, we never had North African players coming to play here.
Sure.
Yes, it was South Africa. Local is like by then. We never had players from outside. So.
But which local player catches your eye right now?
I would go for Mudau, number 2 for Mamelodi Sundowns. Mudau for me. And Tapelo Morena. Both of them, you'll say Mudau reminds me and Tapelo Morena, they remind me of Sizwe, the late Sizwe, may his soul rest in peace. Yes, a very good number 2. Yeah, he was there when we won the 1996 Africa Cup of Nations.
Overlapping. David Nyati on the other side.
Yes, both of them. Yes.
Going up.
Those were the players. Concerning the other question of the advice to youngsters, I mean, Rob, we used to play for a sack of oranges and we were happy. Nowadays, players think about money. It's not passion.
Yeah.
No, they don't have passion for the game. Say we're training on Tuesday. Monday, we're doing nothing. Players, you know your weaknesses. If you are not good with the head, on your own, get a ball, head it against the wall.
The whole day.
Yes, until you get it right. It's passion. They don't have passion. That's their problem. The commitment is not there.
It's a long message, but I'm going to play a little bit of it. But he's somebody who is extremely passionate about the game.
Good afternoon. I just want to say thank you, Rob. Thank you very much for making me talk to my role model, Nelson Teenage Dladla, which I was named after him when I was growing up. Every name that is God, they all call me with those names. That's my role model. I got the role model there with you, Rob. Best player I've ever seen. That's why I called myself by his name. Even my company name is Gaba. Nelson Botsotso Teenage Dladla, and I was privileged. When he was about to retire, I managed to play against him in 1986 at my first game when we were playing them at Mafikeng in Mabatu. We had a friendly there, and I managed to rub shoulders with my role model. I was so excited and happy, and I've never looked back. And a good guy, Rob, good guy. Teenage Dladla is a very, very a good guy, very intelligent. He's got a heart for everybody. First time he saw me, he took me like his son. He was on me, he was calling me. When I went to Kaizer Chiefs, He's the one who came to me and said I must enjoy my football, and he's been watching me all his life. He likes my play. And since then, we clicked, me and him.
Yeah, David Modise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'll send you the rest of that clip because he really honors you from the bottom of his heart. And you could hear from that. Davido, thank you so much, Baba. Thank you very much indeed. I'll share that clip with the legend.
Good evening, Rob, and also good evening to your guest there in studio. Just one quick question for Mr. Dladla. Sir, do you sometimes feel like you owe familiar Edward Nen something? Because we all know what happened for Ofisha Chiefs. Thank you, Rob. This is Modise from Tlagi.
Modise, thank you so much.
To answer that question, by, merely starting an academy of my own, I want to bring players to Chiefs. I want Chiefs to be successful. That's why I challenged them early in the year. I thought that by taking my youngsters to Naturena, they'll choose one or two of them, so that they can rebuild Chiefs, You
want Chiefs to bounce back.
Yes.
But my question to you is that in 2014, then why did you not go to Chiefs? Why did you end up at Sundowns, a team that you didn't play for?
I ended up at Sundowns because when I left Chiefs, I went to the emergency services.
Yeah, you're a fireman.
I was a fireman for 14 years. For 14, nobody knew where I was. Nobody came to say, hey, are you still well or all this? Then one day, Trot Muloto was staying in Bedford View.
Yes.
And I was working there in Bedford View. And he said to me, he came to my office. I was busy on the computer. He arrived into my office. And he said, hey, the president wanted to see you. I said, the president, what did I do to Zuma? But by then it was still Zuma.
You thought Zuma was calling you?
Yes. He
but
said,
it was
no,
the president
not that president.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Mutsipe wants you. I said, what? He said, Mr. Mutsipe wants you to come and train the youth at the Sundowns. And I agreed. That's how I ended up being at Sundowns, coaching the under-13s. And I was promoted.
That will be part of our part 2 with you, because that is where the journey for me confuses me, is that for 14 years you were a fireman.
Yes.
And I knew this because I was also in constant communication with you.
Yes.
And trying to find out how you were doing. And I couldn't understand, how does a legend of so many years, a winner of so many trophies, a former footballer of the year, and so on and so on,
he becomes a firefighter.
He becomes a firefighter for 14 years, and nobody really cares about him. I was confused. That was last week. This is this week. You have to appreciate our legends, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to play it. Part 2, of course. We're starting. I want to start off with that phone call that you got from the president. Have a Merry Christmas, Baba. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Just know that you're a legend to all of us and everybody else. Tune in again on Monday. #MSW. Brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Marawa Sports worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. MSW live on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.